Hello YouTube, welcome to Wayne's World of Mandolin. Okay, so we're back today, our series on bluegrass standards and how to use those to grow in your bluegrass mandolin playing, as well as the fruit of learning the standards. We're going to try to make a big picture out of everything that we cover in this series. I want to invite everyone to subscribe to the channel if you didn't already. You can also find a good email on me in the description of each video if you want to reach out for some Skype sessions. And that same email is good, also linked to a PayPal account where I have a tip jar set up if you want to support the channel that way. So let's jump right in on this Bill Monroe intro from the 1940s. This is going all the way back, really early stuff. And really amazing how much we can still learn from this today. And the number of times that I feel like I just make people aware of one of the big picture things that's going on in this intro. And it's the amount of open string that we're actually using. On the front of this tune, Monroe actually didn't go up to that A note until like the middle of the break. If you listen to that original cut, whichever one of those notes that you would choose to play, you're going to play the A and the E strings open along with it. And you're probably already familiar with. I did a video early on with the channel that's called Solid Bluegrass Intros, where I demonstrated kicking off a tune in the key of A if the pickup notes were going to lead you up to that root note of A. And the way that we would use those open strings. Well, we're watching this happen all the way through basically the entire intro here. Okay, when I play those notes, that Monroe line up to the C note here, the third fret of the A string, when I go down to play those notes on the A string, then the only open string that I'm playing is the E, but you still maintain that, full sound by playing the E strings open. Now, something else that you could have learned from that previous video, if we had pickup notes that led up to the fifth scale degree, in this case an E note. And look what we're doing. We're doubling that note. Same way fiddle players do, all those fiddle tunes that are in the key of A. There, for the first time after that series of pickup notes, or not pickup notes in this case, but they could be for a lot of tunes that would start on that fifth scale degree. Here's just happening right in the middle of the solo. But after that line that's very full and very rhythmic, and the pick is playing through several pairs of strings, now, there we have single notes, or just one single pair of strings for the first time in the whole solo. Down that line. And it's a very precise movement of the pick. In that case, feeling more almost like a notier kind of fiddle tune or something. The right hand drastically changes right there. That's one of the things that you should take away from learning this intro, is that we're going from a very rhythmic down to those notes that are like very precise, just playing one pair of strings at a time. Then, this is kind of the middle point of the intro. Then you would hear Monroe up to the A note here on the 7th fret of the D string, again, reinforcing that note with the open A and E strings. And again, same line, doubling when we can, just the E strings, and then back to playing through all 3 pairs of strings. Now back up to the 5th scale degree. Same thing happens again, where we have that feel completely change under your right hand, because we're going from the rhythmic sustaining of those notes down to that classic line. So fun to play as a feel, like on other pieces of material. And that's really what, trying to grow your playing through these standards is all about. This isn't really a song that you hear a lot of people do in jam sessions, or at least I'm not familiar with it in that way, but it's a very important intro, because these techniques that you're going to get by learning this, if you were playing a standard like I Saw the Light, instead of your sound that's what we're going to try to get away from. And if you learn this classic Monroe intro, then hopefully it's going to spill over into a tune like that. Into a more full and, kind of a joyful sound and a rhythmic sound that kind of finds its way into everything that you would play under the bluegrass umbrella. If it's in the key of A at a similar tempo, then there should be a lot of things that kind of migrate with you from this intro into that world. And for some of you guys, this might be like you're thinking, why is he even saying this? But for a lot of people, they don't make that connection, that a tune like this is way bigger than what we have in front of us, that you can learn a lot about the fundamentals of just how the mandolin functions in the key of A. But check it out. Listen to Monroe's cut. Ricky Skaggs has a great recording of this too, where he just nails a mandolin intro on the front of it. And there's also a version of Sam Bush playing this, I think with Dale McCoury, just the two of them from a record back in the 90s or something, as an instrumental, if I recall correctly. Again, everybody's, take on Monroe, everybody kind of lands in a different place with their, attempt to try to play some of this and articulate it the way that he did. Have fun.